Good morning. Welcome to All Booked Up. I'm Beth Hildenbrand, and today we have the amazing Angel Nix with us. Welcome
Hi.
to the show. So, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm a mom and a fur mom and a nana. I've been writing since 2000. Well, writing my own book since 2017, but I started writing fan fiction like 20 years ago. um, I'm a little bit retro. I'm a gamer. I love playing computer games. I have lived in quite a few places in the U.S. Right now, I'm in Florida. I'm not liking the humidity. I hadn't been here since 1998. So, yeah, I'm not liking the humidity.
Yeah, I just left Texas, and it was a definite change from Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I moved from Connecticut back to Florida. So, yeah, definite change.
I came home, and my son gave me a cold the minute I walked in the door.
Oh,
It,
wow.
it was it was like, okay, I go from falling over from the heat into, oh, hello, welcome back to rain and cold,
Yep.
and now you're sick.
Oh,
Welcome
yeah.
back to gloomy, dreary Pennsylvania. I'll tell you what, I was enjoying the heat and humidity. It was a nice change, but yeah. So much for I got my cowboy gear on, or cowgirl gear.
I
I'm
like that.
wearing this morning. Thank you. Had to bring a little of San Antonio home with me. So I read your book, Wild Lilies, and it was fantastic. I mean, I read it
Thank
in
you.
like an hour
Oh,
on
wow.
on the drive back. It was a 2-day drive, so I had plenty of reading time, and I
Yeah.
just kind of devoured it. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
So what got you into writing about shifters and
Um,
that kind of thing?
well, I fell in love with paranormal romance when I started reading the Anita Blake series.
Oh yes,
But
I
what
love Anita
really,
Blake.
what really inspired me to write my own characters, though, was I picked up Moon Called by Patricia Briggs, and I devoured it, and I absolutely fell in love with her characters, and it inspired me. I was like, I want my own bad butt characters like Mercy Thompson. I want my own heroines. I didn't want to write fan fiction anymore. It's funny though because Wild Lilies was originally supposed to be a standalone book written set in Montana. I was talking with a fellow author, Maria Lewis. I was telling her about my book, about my idea, and I jokingly said, I said, I could always just set it in New Orleans, and she was like, yes, do it. So I set it in New Orleans. It was still going to be just a single book, but as I was writing, other characters started screaming at me that they wanted their own stories. So it has actually evolved into what's going to be a 12-book series, well, 13-book series with the prequel. I have 6 books out, 7 with the prequel, and I'm working on the 7th book now.
Wow, I'm gonna have to keep getting them because I'm really enjoying this. I mean, it
Well,
was
thank
really good,
you.
and I saw there was more, but I didn't realize there was that many more.
Yeah, there's a total of 7 books. The prequel is not connected to the series because it was written after I started the series, so you have to find it separately. It's called Trailing Moonflowers. It's you meet Mia engaged in Wild Lilies. It's their book, but it also shows how Cain becomes the leader of the Blackwater Party.
Ah, yes, he was an interesting character. I wanted to see more of him, so that works for me.
His book is the second book. It's Scarlet Roses.
And well, okay, I was the uh, the uh, the Russian guy.
Nikolai.
Yes, yes, he fascinated me too.
His
And
book is
I
the
thought,
fourth
I
book.
hope
It's Radiant
there's more of
Violets.
him.
Yeah, his is the 4th book. It's Radiant Violets.
Ah, okay, yeah. See, I have to definitely have to get more because there was all the characters are good, and then
Yeah.
I have to see what happens with Kane and
Emily's.
Yes, yes, because that's going to be a hoot between those two.
Oh
You
yeah.
can tell
Oh yeah.
already that
Yeah, I
those
had
two
fun
are going
writing
to
their
get.
book.
Yes, yes, that they're just. Oh, there was just so many you could see that were going to be very interesting coming up.
Yeah.
Do you the characters that had the baby? Do you do them? I mean, do they have their own stories somewhere along the line?
I'm probably eventually once I've got the series finished and everyone has kids, I'm probably going to do a next generation because I love the characters so much. I've been what I originally did, I didn't take notes on everything. So what I've recently done is I've read through the entire series again. Anubis, stop it. Sorry about that. My dog wants me to throw his tennis ball. I recently read through the entire series again and took down notes so that I could get names of the babies and things like that because I'd forgotten those things. So yeah, I will probably end up writing a next generation once everyone is once all the series are complete.
Nina wants to know who were your favorite characters to write.
Kane and Emily's, because Emily's a firecracker, and I just adore Kane.
She got a mouth. I love women with a mouth.
Oh yeah, they were my favorite characters in that series to write. Now, my favorite all-time characters are from my book, The Devil's Heir, Kaya and Maddox. It's a demon book. I have book 2 started. I had originally planned on writing 6 books in it, but I've only got 3 covers, and I haven't been able. The person who was doing the covers is no longer doing covers, so I have to find someone else to do covers that will match it.
Ah.
So yeah, right now there's at least 3 books planned in it, but I wrote The Devil's Heir in 3 weeks. It's like 45,000 words. I was supposed to be writing book 5 in my Nola Shifter series, but the characters will not shut up. So I stopped writing that and started writing The Devil's Heir, and I went through it in like 3 weeks time. And it was inspired by the song Hurricane by the Band of Heathens. If you haven't heard it, you absolutely need to listen to it. It's an amazing song.
Yeah, characters have a way of not doing what you tell them to do.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
They like to just take off on their own and do whatever they decide to do, and you have to play along.
Oh yeah.
I've found that out quite a bit. I need to take a minute and say good morning, everybody who's listening and watching. Nice to have you.
Good morning.
So you have a separate series. You said, can you tell us about that one, the demons? Because I write occult horror, so that I got to get into.
I have several different series. My demon series, it's set all in hell. It starts out she's in New Orleans building up a hurricane, and she gets summoned back to hell because she is Lucifer and Lilith's daughter. She is the heir to the throne of hell.
Ooh.
And her father has decided she's needs to put childish things away. She needs to come home. She needs to do her duty. The series evolves around, she gets kidnapped, and the commander of the army, Maddox, he is sent to go after her. He is her betrothed, and he is sent to go find her. He enlists his brother's band of mercenaries to help him, and the series evolves around the mercenaries and them finding, the rest of the series evolves around them and them finding their significant others. The second book is Maddox's twin brother Dalgan and her half sister she didn't know about, who is part elf. She's part elf and part demon, and her mother ends up sending her to hell because she has a unique ability that isn't something that elves have. So she knows she got it from her father, and he needs to teach her how to control it. She can bring about the touch of death, bring about death with her touch. He has to teach her how to control it. I haven't got the other books completely planned out. Like I said, I've got book 2 started. It's about 3/4 of the way done. I need to get back into it. But my muse has me writing 4 different books right now. So that's kind of on the back burner.
Well, we have Carrie says contact her on Facebook. She has an awesome friend who does covers. So that's Carrie Marzak. She's a sweetheart. I love her to pieces, and you should hit her up. I've seen her book covers, and they are awesome. So check her out. And oh, no. We don't care for promoters on here, honey. You can scoot along, but thank you. Ugh, promoters always showing up. We don't have time for that. Oh, jeez.
I will definitely reach out to you, Carrie.
Yes. Hi, Janet. Good to see you this morning. And Sharon says, "Wow, that sounds so cool."
Thank you.
And
this is Anubis. Sorry, he gets needy when I'm on camera. He does it to me every time I'm on Facebook on video chats. He has to get up in my face. I'm like, stop. He gets needy.
They tend to do that. Oh, Carrie, you're very welcome. Okay, so, and I was going to ask you. So it was. You said your influences were. Now I just went into total brain freeze.
Patricia Briggs and Laurel K. Hamilton.
Yes, I went into a used bookstore one day, and they had a set of Laurel K. Hamilton books. And I had not heard of her at the time, and I bought every one of them.
Wow.
And I just took a chance, bought every one of them, and came home and just read them all straight through.
Wow.
And I became addicted to her books. She's incredible. And I actually had one review that said, reminds me of Laurel K. Hamilton on my cane books.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. You know,
that is definitely cool.
So yeah, I love her to pieces, and Patricia Briggs as well. She's fantastic. So those are two very good writers. And that is what got you into the whole shifter thing.
Yeah. Because I had really not read a lot of paranormal until I picked up the first Anita Blake book. It sounded really interesting, so I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And then I absolutely fell in love with her world. I also like her Mary Gentry series, which she doesn't have as many books out about that, and makes me sad because I really like that series too. But that's what pulled me into paranormal romance. Before that, I was only reading contemporary. Oh, wow. Thank you.
I was just going to say, Sharon bought your book. She's my mama bear, and I was just visiting her in Texas. She is just the most special lady in the world. And Sharon, you're going to love it. I read it on the way home, and it's fantastic. She is a great supporter of authors. And she's just the best. Sending love and hugs. I miss you already. And Carrie says, oh my God, love Laurel K. Hamilton. Anita Blake is freaking awesome.
Yes,
she has a big influence on my writing. And we'll hear more about Carrie in a little bit, because I reviewed her book, and I'm going to talk about it in the news today. I just finished it while I was driving on my way to Texas, and her book was fantastic too. So yes, I do reviews at the end of the show.
Nice.
Because I read so much, so I share my reviews and give other writers a shout out. Because Josephine says she is loving Wild Lilies.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm not big. I used to say I don't like romance. I'm not a big romance reader. And I have to take it back. Oh, you're very welcome, Carrie. I have to take it back because I have been, since I started doing the show, I have been reading more and more romance. And okay, I'm taking it back. I'm hooked. I used to read romance when I was in my teens. And then since I started writing horror, I went that way. But romance is pulling me back, especially paranormal romance. It's just, I'm taking it back. Okay, I'm a romance reader now. Y'all got me. You finally did it. You pulled me back. I'm a romance reader. And your book was so good and so well done. And the characters are what's hooking me. Um, I'm sorry, but you have like Nora Roberts and these romance authors, and you can tell they're all the same template over
Yeah, they're
and
all
over
cookie cutter
and over.
romances.
Yes, exactly. Indie authors, no, they don't do that. They will give you very unique characters, very individualistic.
I try.
Um, and yes, and they don't sugarcoat their characters for like a broad audience. They
Yeah.
will give you feeling and emotion behind their characters. They will give you swear words.
Oh yeah.
um, they will make their characters real.
I had
And
a reviewer give me a bad review because I had swear words in because I had foul language. I'm like, then my books aren't for you. I'm sorry.
that's what I always if you don't like it, put the book down. you know Nobody told you to buy it. And all these trigger warnings that we must put on books now. When I bought books, you read the back cover.
Yeah.
When you buy books on Amazon, there is a blurb there describing the book.
Yep.
If you do not like the blurb, obviously the book is not for you.
Exactly.
My books are horror. They have that in the blurb. It describes the books to you.
And
When
publishers
you
don't
read
do trigger
heretic
warnings.
on the cover, it's obviously telling you, giving you a clue as to what this book is about.
Yeah.
If that doesn't, clue you right then, obviously you're not intelligent enough to read this book.
Exactly.
Don't buy it. Go somewhere else. So yeah, when people do that, I'm like constantly flabbergasted. What were you expecting?
Yeah.
Don't expect a nice little comfy cozy story when you're buying a book about an obvious horror novel or a paranormal romance. Generally
Exactly.
these things are going to have a bit of uh, cursing and magical elements to them,
Yep.
maybe a bit of violence, paranormal.
Yep.
uh Remember, it's not swearing, it's an acronym. Thank you. Too early, not enough coffee, but I have my Alamo coffee cup with my coffee this morning, my good Hawaiian coffee this morning, and I'm still getting tongue twisted. Oh my goodness. So, yes, okay, I was on a rant. I'm pulling it back
Okay.
now.
One of the interesting things about my NOLA series is I decided I wanted Cajun characters. Now, the editor I had on that series, she tried for the first 3 books to get me to write my Cajun characters speaking perfect English. I refused. I told her, I said, no. My grandfather was Cajun. He would roll over in his grave if I wrote Cajun characters and had them speaking perfect English. I had a reviewer from Australia who struggled with the language with the Cajun for the first book. But by the second book, she absolutely loved it. She was like, I got into the flow of it. She says it would have ruined the book if you had made those characters speak perfect English and say they were Cajun, because that would just not make sense. I was like, exactly. So there was an author's note on it that explains that I have Cajun speaking characters in the book, and that the dialect shows it, so that readers are aware of it. Now, I don't know if I've got 700 plus reviews on Wild Lilies because it's a free book, so there's a lot of reviews. I've not read through all of them to find out if anyone has complained about the dialect, but from the reviews that I have seen, not a single person has complained. So I'm like, go me.
I thought it was a good touch, really. I thought it just added authenticity to the book.
Yeah, it would be an insult. I've actually had people who were Cajun who have read it who thanked me in messages for writing characters true to what they are, instead of saying they speak it and then having them speak perfect English. So I was like, I had to pat myself on the back for making that choice. because it's not normal. Even a lot of people who write English characters won't use English slang words and things. They have them speak American English, and it's like, no. If they're English, have them spell out loud LUV, because that's how they spell it in England. They don't spell it LOVE. Keep true to the characters, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I write like I talk, which is good because my characters are set right where I am.
Yeah.
So that works for me. All of my books are set in and around my hometown. But no, I agree with you. It does make more sense. Well, I have been argued with over my choice of cover designs. I've changed the cover of Kane 3 different times. uh, because Kane, I'm sorry, he's has darker skin. The original Kane, I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
And I have had people on both sides tell me I'm either misappropriating, or I'm they are offended, they don't want him to have dark skin, or I'm stealing from dark skinned people. Both sides have been up my hoo-hoo about it. And so I finally just decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to depict him the way I see him in my mind.
Yeah.
And whoever it irritates, that's on them.
Yep.
This is my book, this is my image, this is my idea, and that's how it's going to be. If you don't like it, piss on you. And I'm sorry, Josephine, I'm saying bad words. Josephine scolds me for that. But it's true. I'm also not supposed to talk about this particular subject, but yeah, when it comes right down to it, that's one good thing about being an indie author is you don't have to answer to anybody but yourself.
Yep.
And it's just you. If people don't like it, that's their problem. Well, good morning, Ethan. Yeah, I'm blind as a bat. But yeah, when you're an indie author, you can check your reviews, you can check your reports. Everything is right there for you. You have nobody to answer to but yourself.
Yep.
You get out of it what you put into it. And you can go back and change things if you want to. You can leave things alone. Yeah, I know there are editing mistakes in some of my books, and I have actually left them there because that's part of just little things, but it's part of who I am. Yeah. I made a little goober, and I've had people check my books. I've had them edited and things, but I left it there because hey, it's part of me, and I make mistakes. I have caught mistakes in big important people's books.
Yeah, exactly. Mistakes happen in everything.
Exactly. So yeah, I think being an indie author is amazing, and I am thrilled that the world is catching on to it.
I agree.
I think in a few years it's just going to keep growing bigger. Somebody once told me only 3% of traditionally published authors actually make a living at doing it.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I believe that to be true. Because it's a very hard business.
It is. And once they have a cash cow, they focus on promoting that cash cow, and the other authors that they have on in house don't get promoted as much.
Nope. That's the truth. And you see it all the time. And I'll tell you what, there are some books I have read that have been just stinky. And I would much rather read an indie book than some that I have actually gone out to a bookstore and paid money for.
Yeah.
I don't even buy books anymore that aren't indie books. And I enjoy the indie books much more. And I've read some crazy things I never thought I would. I mean, I've read Westerns and the sports books and things I never imagined I would. Because, a friend of mine would say, would you mind reading this and reviewing it for me? Well, sure. And so it's amazing the things that you'll read and enjoy that you never thought you would.
Yeah.
Just because you're doing it, for a friend, and you end up really liking something. So it's just it's a whole learning experience, and it rounds you out more than you ever expected.
Yeah, I'm a proofreader too. So
Oh.
I get a lot of different. I have read everything from paranormal romance to Christian lit, and I never thought I would like Christian lit. But the author who writes it so well. I'm like, give me more, give me more. Where are more books from you? He's a slow writer, but he writes a variety of things. Like the most recent one he sent me was a serial killer along the lines of Jason Voorhees' book, but she was
Ooh.
female. And I was like rooting for there to be a survivor, like there is in all serial killer movies. The serial killer gets caught. This didn't happen. Blew me away. I'm like, I need more of this book. I need more of this character, please. You need to write more. I need her books.
Oh my goodness, that sounds good. It does. Yeah, I hate that predicted ending.
Yeah, because in the movies there's usually a survivor, and he decided he didn't want to do that, and I was like, bravo, clap, clap, clap. Because I told him, I said that was just an amazing ending, because he set it up for more books from the serial killer. I was like, yes, I need more of her. Give me more.
Well, Ethan says you have done his book as well.
Oh yes. Ethan, he writes male romance. One of the characters in it is a trans man, and I edited and proofread his book. I actually helped him publish it because he wasn't sure how to do it.
Well, good for you, Ethan. It's good to see somebody getting motivated and writing. Go get him. Good luck. I wish you well.
To write the second book because it's a duet and it ends on a cliffhanger. I keep bugging him to get the second book written.
Come on, Ethan. I'm pulling for you. Get that book written and we'll get you on the show. I'd be happy to have you on. Just let me know. We'll get you on the show for the first book too. Just contact me. And Carrie says she's working on a serial killer novel. And, well, Carrie's going to be on the show soon, too. Oh, the muse, he says. Yeah, the fickle muse. Oh, isn't she?
Yeah, the muse has him writing his transformation story because he's a trans man. You wouldn't know it if you meet him. You would never believe that he used to be a woman. I've known him for several years. I've only known him as a man. And I'm like, no way. He shows me pictures of himself from before his transition. I'm like, no, there was no way that was you. He's like, yep, that was me.
Well, hell, hon. Different strokes. Whatever makes your little heart happy is what I say. I should have been born in Texas. And here I am stuck in Pennsylvania. These days, I'm just, whatever makes somebody happy. I don't judge. Just be happy.
Yep.
So write the book, sweetie. Write the book. And like I said, hit me up and we'll schedule you for the show for the first book.
I just have to say, Carrie, I absolutely love your logo. It's Raven's Rage. That is such a gorgeous logo. I'm assuming it's from a book cover.
It rocks, right?
Yes, it does.
I need a logo. I have a logo for the show, but I don't have one for me. Yes, she says. Okay, so we've gone quiet. That's never good. Okay, so how about we do some reviews? Raven's Way by Carrie L. Marzak. I'll tell you what, this is a terrific horror story set right here in my Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. And yeah, it's just fabulous. Yes, the photo of that cover I took at Eastern State Penitentiary. Yes,
Oh,
right here
nice.
in Philly. Philly girl. Um, now I want a cheesesteak. Oof. Okay. I didn't have my brekkie yet. Can you tell?
Yeah.
My mind automatically goes to food, especially when I think of Philly. Yes, it's a werewolf book, and it's nice. Me too. Yeah, I know, right? Um, oh, Sharon says she loves the graphic for Raven's Rage. Yes, it is fabulous. And Sharon has sent me a thing so I can start doing my own covers, uh, uh, like a art shop kind of thing.
Cool.
So I'm excited to get a hold of that and start working with it. So back to Raven's Way. Um, it is a werewolf story, and it's nice and gory. It's total, werewolf horror freak out, and I absolutely love it. 5 stars. Anybody who loves a good werewolf horror story is going to just think this is the best book ever. So check it out on Amazon. Raven's Way by Carrie L. Marzak. Um, yes, Paint Shop Pro, it's called.
Cool. Very
That
cool.
Sharon sent me. It's like Photoshop. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, but I'm looking forward to it. The second is Whispering Walls by Shelley Bear. And it's like a generational horror story. This woman, oh, you're very welcome, Carrie. This woman uh, is drawn to a house, and she sees different generation of women, just the story of these things, these tragedies that they survived.
Oh,
And
wow.
somehow the son, the one son from all of these generation of women, she contacts her, and he's totally psycho, and she is drawn to this child, and well, he's a man now, but and becomes violent with her, and she's got to escape him, and just it's just this whole thing. But it was a really good book. Another five
Sounds
stars.
interesting.
I never review on editing or covers or any of that. I just review. If you tell me a good story, you're getting a good review from me. Tenacious by Blake Allwood. Um, this was a um, Man Loves a Man story, and it was fun. And there was a character named Bethy in it, which is what my family calls me. So right there, hey, I was loving it. And the first thing that happens is these two men meet at a bar. It's the main character's birthday party, and he throws up all over his love interest. He's drunk and
Oh,
just
wow.
pukes all over him. And so I was laughing my butt off from like the first page of this book. And it was just, and the guy who he falls for, the ex, just does everything he can to wreck this relationship. And it just, at the end, I'm in tears, because, true love conquers all. Like I said, I now am a romance reader. Okay, I did. I am now a romance reader. So, yeah, another 5 stars. I love that one. And then Wild Lilies by Angel Nix, just another fabulous romance, paranormal romance, which you have heard all about, another 5 stars. I have got to write the reviews and get these all up on Amazon because I've read them all and I haven't put the reviews up yet. News, what's coming up? We have a pre-order for my best friend's brother. I am so blind. By Pebbles Lacasse. Now, Pebbles is my favorite erotica author, so everybody can go on Pebbles Facebook page or Amazon if you want to pre-order this, because I can guarantee you it will be fabulous. Z Raven Yule has gone live, so you can check that out. And as always, J.R. Byers, Crafty Quill. She will be there for all your editing needs, and she is fabulous and a good friend of mine, so you must check her out. And there is Geriatric Trippin', a crazy friend of mine who does. He travels the road in a van, and I mean he goes everywhere. He has converted this van into like an RV, and he just does these bizarre podcasts from all over the country. And he has now made his own line of everything from clothes to little gizmos that light up that you can carry around with you. He's just it's funny and fun, and you just got to check out Geriatric Trippin'. And Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST, I have a very special guest coming on. Yes, I geriatric trip every day too. I'll tell you what. I don't know if anybody noticed, but yesterday I put up Good Morning Monday on my coffee post. I think I had driving hangover from 2 days in the car coming back from Texas, and I put Happy Monday up on my coffee post, and I thought. Everybody who knows me is just going to be, okay, yeah, she's just being Beth. We're all used to it. But yes, tomorrow, see, here I go again. Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST, we are having, for heaven's sakes, Angela Yuriko Smith. She is a 2-time Bram Stoker Award winner. A fabulous author. She crosses the genres. She does novels, poetry. Just incredible woman. And we are having a special edition of the show Tuesday night. And she is nominated for another Stoker Award, which, I hope she wins. So everybody should tune in and find out all about what's happening with the Stoker Awards this year. Who the nominees are, what's going on there, and find out all about Angela and how she's doing with her awards. And it should be interesting and a lot of fun. And I want to say thank you to Angel Nix for being on our show this week.
Thank you for having me.
We love your books. Obviously, everybody's, go. And thank you to Josephine, my partner in crime, and to the beautiful and wonderful, could not live without, Nina Courtwright. And thank you to my mama bear, Sharon Kreitzer House Selberg, and my new stylist as well. She is teaching me how to dress properly, trying to get me away from the black. Although, she had to get me the outfit here. She got me one black with the bling here, and I would have worn my hat, but it took up the whole screen. So no hat, but you will see my hat at some point. I love you all. Thank you, Carrie, for saying awesome show, and we will see you Tuesday night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you. Okay.